All right. This game, Green Bay at Philadelphia.
Woo.
Woo, Nelly, as my buddy Keith Jackson likes to say, we loved this game at 3.5 on Sunday night. And we assumed it would go up off of either money or
Yeah.
because Jordan Love news. After we were done with the show, it was pretty much it was pretty clear Jordan Love was going to play. And this line moved from 3.5 to 5.5 between Sunday night and Monday morning. And I I can't figure out why. Like that is the window when it became clear Christian Watson was going to be out and wasn't going to be playing this weekend. But we knew Jordan Love was going to be playing. And I don't know why it would get so high up to 5.5. Got back down to 4 Monday afternoon, popped back to 4.5 this morning. What are you hearing? What are you seeing? What do you know? It can't be Jalen Hurts. Like Schefter tweeted out yesterday that Jalen Hurts was still in the protocol, but yeah, he's in the protocol because he has to be in the protocol until he has an opportunity to practice, and he hasn't had that opportunity yet. So we won't know his status until tomorrow and or Thursday because that's when he has the first chance to check off that last thing you need to check off to get out of the protocol, which is being on the field for a practice. So why did it move up so much?
I'd just say from the top, like sources I have in that building that I know for a fact are just locked in. They're in the room. Like everything they say, it's 90% accurate. And the other 10% they're giving me is just to throw me off the scent of some other BS. And basically it's a given that Hurts is all good. He'll be back. He could have played last week, apparently. And this is kind of Nick Sirianni playing mind games right now with Green Bay and I
Yeah,
guess
that's what I
bookmakers. But
figured.
me too. I honestly was a little scared because I did see that Schefter tweet. And then what you just said just came back in my head of like, oh, well, they're not even scheduled to practice till Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you
A
can't be
little bit
out
of a
of
red
protocol.
herring of a tweet. Like it was
He got me.
clever by Shefty to get some
Yeah.
engagement and make a little noise, but it doesn't really mean anything.
No. And like this is the time of year where I have to have his, alerts turned on because it's such a small amount of games that any little detail like that, it's a huge deal. And
Yeah,
it swings lines. Like you just said, one of the more respected books all out in Vegas, they were one of the first to go to 5.5, which means they took legit, smart, professional money heavy on the Eagles to go from 4 all up to 5.5. Books are going to follow. Like right now, we talk all the time. Books, they can kind of do their own thing in the regular season. In the playoffs, you basically need to follow everyone else. Like you can maybe be different by half a point. You can't be off by their books by a full point. Like there is none of that at this point. Like all the books are going to keep it really tight and a little bit of follow the leader, right? A lot of these Joe Public books that don't take professional money, they're going to follow the books that do take the professional money. Those are the people setting the line. So our initial reaction of that 3.5, terrible line. Like it's crazy looking back on that. They opened at a 3 minus 3.5. You know, as good as that Green Bay team was heading into that playoff series last year against that Dallas team, it feels like it's the opposite this year. Like they just have so many injuries to key guys. I mean, even talking about Jordan Love, like he's not fully healthy. He's banged up. Now he's playing a team that, Eagles are in a very unique situation here. They're one of the few teams I believe that have all 22 starters from week one still healthy, still playing in this matchup now and this late of the season. Coming off a rest week, Jalen Hurts, he's rested. Someone who needed desperately. Apparently, he was really banged up lower body. He needed 2 to 3 weeks off. Like that was kind of a gift for them to be able to be in that position. So, if you want to bet on a slow start, why not take Green Bay first quarter? Eagles have struggled all year in the first quarter. Green Bay has been pretty decent coming out of the gates early on in games. So if you're looking for an angle for some reason, take Green Bay. That to me is the angle. Like take them first quarter, maybe first half. This Eagles team all season, they are who they are. They've just been absolute juggernaut in the second half because of Saquon Barkley. And we've seen it now, this Green Bay team, they struggle against the run. They're just not good at stopping the run. And now they're playing against one of the best running teams in all of football. So to me, this number should probably get up to 6. I remember we talked Sunday night. I was like, okay, if this number is 4.5, that feels right. I go back, run the numbers. It's like, okay, this number should be 6. So the books, to me, initial move to 5.5. That to me feels right. That feels warranted. There is still a book out there that you can get a 4 right now on this Eagles team. If you want to go grab that, I would do it. If you want to back this Eagles side, if you're someone like that just wants to be patient and wait and take Green Bay because historically, I guess this is a pretty good spot to back Green Bay, right? This is going to be a little bit of an inflated number. You know, LaFleur as a dog, especially in the
Yeah.
playoffs, has been pretty profitable. Just wait. I believe this will not get below 4. This will keep going up. I think it could touch 6 by kickoff. So, yeah, I'm pretty dug in here on this Eagles team, especially at this number. But, you know, if you come in here on Thursday, Chad, and this is 6, and you're like, hey, I'm actually really falling in love with this 6. I could be supportive of you taking the show, but I think right now the best value for your bang for your buck right now is taking this Eagles team either -4, -4.5 while you still can.
Yeah, I actually was. This was going to be my other call for exec decision, and I actually thought you were going to do it for Simon Says, and take the Eagles while
Nah, I
you
got to go the
can.
gross way. I got to take the ugly
Um,
dog.
but you mentioned, I'm glad you talked about the Packers rush defense, because we talked a lot on Sunday night about liking the Eagles for as much as we like Saquon. We talked about their defense. Like,
Mm.
their defense is so legit, number one across the board in so many different categories, but like top 5 in every single defensive category for stopping the run. And we've seen, how are the Packers going to win games? They want to get the ball to Josh Jacobs early. We see it in every single game. The graphic, if you could bet on the graphic about Josh Jacobs running in 2024, when it's going to appear, over under 2.5 plays into the Packers' first offensive series. Like, they want to run the ball. And then they get to the second half, and all of a sudden, like, the running game slows down and they stop scoring, right? And so the Eagles, their line, their defensive line is so physical, and they need so little help stopping the run from linebackers. It's just it's phenomenal to watch, and it's scary if you're an opponent. Meanwhile, their rush offense is ridiculous, and the Packers' rush defense is middle of the middle of the pack. So yeah, I'm surprised to hear you say, like, at 6. Like, now I want to go rush and find that 4 and hit it again, even though I already got it at 3.5.
I have, like, when that news came out yesterday, that Schefter tweet. That's why, again, it's part of the job. But I immediately was like calling runners, getting in my car, driving to Philly again. Got more Pittsburgh down at Pittsburgh +10. Got more Philly down at -4, and even a couple books were like, I'll give you -120 if you want the 3.5. And it's like, yeah, I'll fucking take that. Give it to me. So it's an interesting spot where I think even the books were like reacting to Schefter's news of, oh, Jalen Hurts might be out and he might not play this game. Now we've come in today and it's like every book is basically back up to 4.5. I think they realize, oh, that was just bad information, that he's clearly going to practice either Wednesday or Thursday and he'll be cleared from concussion protocol. So
Not
thank you,
bad
Adam Schefter.
information. It was completely accurate information, just totally selective and without context.
Yeah, just clicks. Like, that's,
Yeah.
he got what he wanted.